Just when I thought I was done talking about The Last of Us.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
Jesus H, I've already done like 10 videos on this show. Just motherfuck.
Say what again? Say what again? Say what again? Say what again?
It seems Naughty Dog and HBO aren't letting the hype surrounding The Last of Us die down, because we've already got news about the third season of the show. The second season just ended a couple of weeks ago, and even though I absolutely loved the series 100% because of the first game and not the second, that thing could go burn in hell, doing all of these episode breakdowns was starting to affect my mental health.
Just can't do it. I can't take this shit no more, man.
In all seriousness, though, I do love The Last of Us, and even though the second season of the show was an utter disaster, I still enjoy talking about it all with you guys and gals. So, y'all know the rules. No comments are going to be held, no comments are going to be deleted, and I'll be down in the comment section for the rest of the day, responding to your concerns and criticisms. Just attack the opinion, not the person. With that being said, Craig Mazin, the writer and showrunner for HBO's The Last of Us, stated yesterday that Caitlin Dever's Abby will be the focal point of Season 3. For those of us who played the game, this is a no-brainer, but considering just how badly they botched the events and characterizations of Season 2, I think we should go over what to expect, at least hopefully, in Season 3. Let's get into this.
Whoa, whoa. Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh.
First and foremost, the Rat King. There's no way I make a video about Season 3 without including the Rat King, which is one of the most difficult encounters in the second game. See, I thought we were going to get glimpses of the Rat King back in Episode 6 of Season 2, as the creature does call the Seattle Lake Hill Hospital its home. We didn't though, which gives me a sneaking suspicion they may exclude it from Season 3, but they shouldn't. The Rat King isn't just some monstrous concoction of all the worst creatures in the game, it's a personification of Abby's guilt and trauma associated with her revenge against Joel. And the thing is, this is an important moment for Abby, and we know how the showrunners have been treating important moments thus far in the show. They've misrepresented them, mischaracterized them, or just said fuck it and haven't done them all together. But I think there's a lot of potential with this scene. I'm a huge fan of practical effects and big action set pieces here on the channel, so some of the hallway chase sequences and close quarters combat against the Rat King would actually be pretty damn cool to see in live action, combining the action and horror sequences the series is known for. But that's the problem right there. So far, everything the second game is known for hasn't happened in the show. Well, except for that one thing.
Please don't! Please don't!
Now, this next topic is going to be a controversial one, but if you could be an adult, let me voice my concerns, I think you'll find that they're sound. If you don't, well then fuck off, I guess. There's Lev. Fucking Lev. Lev is Abby's transgender, male friend, who we haven't seen so far in the show. As a matter of fact, he, she, it, whatever it is actually present at the theater with Abby when she catches up to Ellie after the killings of Owen and Mel.
You're making a big mistake.
Don't fucking turn around. Lev, keep your bow on him.
Now, there's plenty of scenes that actually have some emotional weight and are important to Abby's character, but because of the serious shift in the dynamic of Ellie and Dina's relationship, choosing to focus on the fact they're lesbians instead of, the anger, hate, and revenge associated with Joel's death, I'm a bit hesitant about scenes involving Abby and Lev. See, one of Abby's most important scenes in her storyline, and arguably one of the most important scenes in the game as a whole, is when she decides to stand up to Isaac and the WLF altogether on behalf of Lev. Not only does this show that Abby loves him, or her, Zims, or she loves the thing, but it also shows the lengths she'll go for the people she considers family, turning on her entire community to keep the things safe. The issue is, of course, Lev being trans. Lev's transition and gender identity issues are brought up in the game. It isn't a focal point, okay? They don't harp on it too much. The dynamic of Lev being seen as a brother or sister or whatever is what's important. But that's where the big issue comes in. See, Season 1 took the subtle hint that Bill and Frank were gay in the game and blew it up. The showrunners made up this whole story about how they met, how Bill softened up over time, how they picked fucking strawberries, how they fell in love, how they died together, and not a single solitary bit of this took place in the game. Zero. Not one frame. Now, for what it's worth, that episode was extremely well shot, well written, and well performed, but it took a fan favorite character and turned him into something he wasn't, just to fill the old inclusion checkbox. Fast forward to season 2, and by God, it's happening again. The show is focusing more on Ellie and Dina being lesbians, focusing more on baby names and their life together, and single-handedly producing the most cringeworthy piece of dialogue in television history.
I'm gonna be a dad.
You need to shut the fuck up.
I said all that to say this. If they were willing to throw Bill's character into the DEI woodchipper for a bit of Oscar bait and cram the lesbian storyline down our throats, both instances which were the polar opposite in the games, there's no doubt in my mind that we're going to be beat over the head with a bunch of trans rights nonsense in season 3. Now, I know there's some people that might be rolling their eyes right now, calling this woke bait or rage bait or whatever stupid ass label that's going around nowadays just to discredit someone else's opinion, but I'd encourage you to prove me wrong. Just prove me wrong. Every single instance they could have taken to inject some social or political message into the show, they have.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Since we were just talking about romance, there is a bit of it in Abby's portion of the game. And by a bit, I mean it looks like creative director Neil Druckmann inserted himself into the game just so he could bang Abby. It just gives you full body shivers, doesn't it?
Things that make you go. "Ugh."
Anyway, so yeah, Abby and Owen actually have a relationship of sorts, but Abby's so hellbent over the whole revenge thing and the grieving that came along with it that the relationship never flourishes. So much so, there's no simping in Owen's pimping because he moves on from Abby, starts banging Mel, and gets her pregnant.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
You ain't kidding, that guy moves fast. But yeah, their relationship is very much in the game, and the chemistry between the voice actors Laura Bailey and Patrick Fugit was an interesting dynamic to see on screen. No idea if Caitlin Dever and Spencer Lord had that kind of chemistry, or hell, if they'll ever show that in the show, but here's to hoping. There's a few other things I can mention, like the scene at the theater, Abby and her dad saving a zebra, the sky bridge, or even some of the altercations with the Seraphites, but there's no way we're going to get all of it if season 2 is any indicator on how much they're going to downsize. What I am sure we'll get, though, is the conversation between Abby and her father discussing the cure. Why? Because I'm sure they're going to take another shot at Joel and just how wrong he was and triple down on the cure being 100% obtainable, even though all logic and every single piece of medical data we have proves it wouldn't. This scene illustrates a few things for us, though. We get to see Marlene at peace with the decision to kill Ellie, we get to see that it wasn't an easy decision to make, and we get to see Jerry, Abby's father, convincing her to do it. However, in a really emotional turn of events, Marlene poses the same predicament to him. Would he make the same choice to sacrifice his own child in pursuit of a cure?
And what if this was Abby?
He can't give an answer, which I think is stupid in itself because no father worth his salt would sacrifice his own child for a chance at a greater good. But Abby overhears this conversation and decides to step in.
If it was me, I'd want you to do the surgery.
So yeah, there you have it. That's what I'm expecting to see in season 3 of The Last of Us. And if my tone seems like it's lacking enthusiasm, that's because it is. At every single crossroad, every single angle, every single fucking conversation and sequence, this show has managed to disappoint me more than the second game ever could. So, I don't have high hopes for the next season. At the very least, we'll be getting some on-screen talent and charisma with Caitlin Dever leading the show, something that's been missing with Bella Ramsey at the helm for 7 episodes. So, I'm at least looking forward to that. But I'm not so looking forward to HBO, Craig Mazin, and Neil Druckmann finding every way they can bastardize her character, just like they've done with pretty much everyone else. Well, let me know if you agree or disagree with my assessment, and feel free to drop your expectations and predictions in the comments down below. Anyway, I appreciate y'all for checking out my video. I'll talk to y'all later.